Well, hello there. I realized I didn't have a very good intro to this video, so here we are. Thank you for tuning in, and I really appreciate your time. This video is about a stratocaster that I was hired to fix. There was an issue with the input jack, and it just wasn't connecting all the way. Something was going on with it where it was really scratchy, didn't sound good, hard to plug in, and so I had to kind of figure out, diagnose everything to get this fixed up for the customer. So I hope you enjoy this. This includes starting with a sound sample, then kind of go into the diagnosis phase as well as the fix, and then another sound sample and some truss rod adjustments. So I tried to put markers in there, and so you can skip around really easily and find what you're looking for. Ultimately, this ended up being a pretty easy job. Hey, Fuego. And so I guess that's kind of part of it, you know. You never really know what you're facing, and then, hey, girl. Um, ultimately you get to figure it out and solve the problem. And, that's kind of, I'm a guitar nerd, but also being able to solve problems is fun for me. So I hope you enjoy this video, and comment, like, and subscribe if you can. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps me out. Peace. All right, we have a new guitar in, Fender Strat. Looks to be well used. From what I understand, it was used to gig and that kind of thing back some years ago, and still gets played, and it's still an enjoyable guitar. It's pretty badass. I love the color. And I just picked it up, started kind of strumming it a little bit, and it's definitely a Strat. It just feels right at home for me. I think I like Strats a lot. But I was going to plug it in here and try and determine what's going on with it. So we're having some intermittent connection problems with this jack. You can already tell that the jack is actually loose here, so that'll be something we need to look at. The question is the jack itself broken? Does it need to be adjusted? Are the solder, the welds, the soldering areas, have they been broken? Are they crusty or something like that? So we'll be looking at all of that to determine what's going on. So let's plug it in here and see. I noticed it was a little tough to get in there. Definitely got some home. Get nothing. Let me grab another guitar and make sure that my chord's working and my amp's working before I start blaming it on the guitar. You should all recognize this. If you haven't, there's definitely videos I can link in the description below. It's not very loud, but we'll try it again just to make sure it wasn't a volume thing. The first thing I noticed is there's massive weight difference with this and that one, because that one's 6¼ pounds. This one's probably 9. So with the jack not working, it almost makes me think that there is something wrong with the jack. Yeah. Oh, we got a little something. Could be an adjustment. Alright, now we know what we're facing here. Let's move the camera over here and take a closer look at it and see what we're getting to here. Sorry about all the racket there. It's, I guess, part of the shtick. But I mean, this thing plays super nice. It's in tune. I mean, I don't know if the client tuned this for me or what, or was playing it. Whoever strung it up did a really good job. They strung it up like I would string it up. I mean, it could use a little cleaning, a little TLC to make it back you know, look really, really clean, but I mean, why? It's got the wear on it that you want after the time playing it and working with the instrument. Got the buckle rash. Got some dings here and there. Yeah, this is a really nice instrument. It is a hardtail, which I tend to prefer. I think that's a hardtail. Yeah, should be. Oh wait, no, it's not. No, it's floating. It may be frozen though. No, it does move a little bit. Oh yeah. Yep, I like this a lot. I like Strats a lot. I should have bought that green one that I made the video on back some time ago. But I kind of feel like Strats are, you know, they're not a dime a dozen, but at the same time, you can find a good one. I will say that the neck felt thicker on the new one. That was it, Thunder Road guitars in Seattle. This one seems thinner. Some people might like it. Alright, well, I'll give you a close-up look here. Hopefully my light is working well. Really neat piece. Definitely love the red. Heck yeah. Alright, we'll be back in a minute. Well, thank y'all for being here with me today. I'm feeling okay at the moment. I don't know if my health update has been posted yet, but just kind of taking every day, one day at a time. I mean, that's what we all have to do anyway, but yeah. Feeling okay. It's currently 3:56 a.m. I just don't sleep well at night. I don't know why, and I sleep better during the day. It's the weirdest thing. Alright, so we took the screws out there. And we're just looking at what we're finding. It's super loose right now. What we'll do is we will we're just going to tighten this up and reinstall it and see if that makes a difference. Which hopefully it does. That'd be cool. I'm totally down with saving money when and where I can. Just trying to remove this nut here on this jack. It's so fiddly. Get your fingers down in there. Alright, there's that. Alright, and we got a washer. You know, locks that connection so we get it tight. Let's see here. I mean, I don't see anything obviously super wrong here, unless, you know, just simply it being sorry about that. I'm back. Figure I can at least get the dust out of the cover there. And let's see what size we need here. Try one thing. I wonder if I can plug it in from here and see if we can get oh yeah, holy britches. Yeah, I think it's just kind of loose here. Let's see if we can, I need to turn down the volume. It's 3 a.m. My wife is sleeping. I don't want to be unfair to her. Let's see here. Some pliers. It'd actually be smart for me to move my tools closer. So on these switches, sometimes you can just kind of bend them back, and that way they get a little bit more pressure on the switch there. I mean, I guess this thing could be worn out, but I have a hard time believing that. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, that solder joint's a little crusty. Maybe re-solder it, no problem. See if that helps. But for starters here, let's plug this back in and see if that helped it any. Oh, wrong way. Look at this. That's definitely what it is. I mean, the switch could be wore out. I think I do have a new switch here. Let me take a look. Switchcraft jack, ESJ P1C, electro socket style jack plate with switchcraft jack. It looks exactly like what we have here. So worst case scenario, I think this is like $6. And we could swap it out, but I'm going to try everything else first. I'll even resolder it just to kind of see if that makes a difference before we go putting in a new part. But we know that'll probably fix it, so long as it's not an issue with the pickups. Leave that out there. Pardon me. So let's put the washer back on. Of course, that won't fit in there. Let me go get a socket. I'll be right back. Bam. I wonder if without that it wasn't getting a good ground or something. Without that connection. Just possible. It's pretty tight there. It's not coming loose. So hopefully that's all this is. I don't know what I would charge for that. Probably nothing. It's kind of like, thank you for letting me play your Strat for a week. However long. Alright. That's totally in there really good. I'm not going to clean it off too much. I don't know if that's necessarily my scope of this adventure at this moment. Oops. Good God. Seems like it's working fine. It's just really tight to get it in and out of the jack. So Let me see if I can work this a few times here and make it a little easier. Maybe it's the case that I bent it too far. See how hard it should be to get in and out. Nothing like that. Why is it not plugging in totally? I think I've bent it too far maybe. Take it back out. I did get some feedback the other day that from a subscriber, a new subscriber, and I very much appreciate the feedback, most definitely. And it's definitely something I've been thinking about too, and that's putting background music in the videos, and it's something I want to do, but I want it to be my own music, and I just haven't had the bandwidth with everything going on to do that. But that is definitely something that I want to do and will be doing in the future. If you can just bear with me. You screw that in, turn the amp on, and let's try again. Definitely works, but it's not clicking in all the way. It's just plugged in like this. So I'm wondering. Oh. Take it off one more time. What I think's happening is the tip of the instrument, or the cable, is actually hitting on the inside of the instrument, because here it plugs in the whole way. Yeah, that's what it is. To do some research. Maybe this plate here isn't original.
it's a cheap knockoff or something, and it just doesn't fit as well. I don't want to be modifying the inside of the cavity here just to make that fit. I wonder how much, because it was like 1/8 of an inch that we'd have to kind of hog out there, which we could totally do. That's interesting. Because you don't want the switch coming this way, and that wouldn't work anyway. I'll ask. Alright, well, let me do some research here and come back to you and let you know what I found. Because that's the same size, it's probably the exact same switch. And I mean, they do wear out over time, but I mean, you're talking about like 10,000, 20,000 plugins over and over again. You know, that spring steel, you should be able to spring it back just a little bit, give it back a little bit more tension, and it's fine. Which is exactly what we're finding. These solder joints look fine. You know, it was just loose, and maybe with it being loose, it was able to point down, and so at some point could make contact fully. That's the weirdest thing. Alright, I'll come back in just a bit here. Alright, here we are. I think I might have figured out an answer here. Apparently the orientation of the jack is really important. And I guess maybe I would have figured that out in time. There is potential that this is a knockoff, and that it's a little bit different, but it shouldn't make that much of a difference. I'm not noticing online that that's a big discrepancy among customers buying these, say from Amazon or whomever may build replications of these, you know, not Fender. So let's try it. One thing real quick, we did keep the washer on the back side, and that keeps everything kind of locked together is what I'm learning. And then we tightened it real good here to lock this orientation with this bar down. So when this connects in, this won't run into this end, hopefully. So we'll see. Oh yeah, we're good. We're gold. We're golden. Alright, let me take this out. Yeah, these jacks just don't really fail. I mean, sometimes they do. I was building a guitar, and that's why I have this. I didn't actually use it. I used the more telly style electrode socket. But Alright, let's go turn on the amp and see what we got here. See if that made a difference. Alright, let's turn that down. Plugs in easy. Yep. Alright, let's do a sound sample and see what we got. Wow, that's an 8. It loosened. It went even. Yeah. Tighten it back.
see what that did there. There, I may have over tightened it. We'll see though. In the electric, we're doing 6/1000 for the body this time. It could still be tightened up some. Let's see what it says. I mean, I would say we're probably about 12/1000. It's a little bit tighter when you go by this 12th fret. It doesn't touch it, but it's right there.